Hello, this is Ida. Today I'm going to go over the cPanel, just an introduction to the cPanel. First of all, let me explain to you what a cPanel is. When you have a hosting service, right? And usually they will provide you with a cPanel, and now it depends on what service you have, because all services do not have a cPanel. They may have another way of maintaining or controlling, if you will, the services on your domain. Okay, but now the cPanel is used at a lot of different hosting services. All right, so I'm just going to say it like that. So the cPanel will enable you to manage the resources on your server, for your domain. Alrighty, so with that, let me just go ahead and direct your attention, if you will, over here under stats. And what stats show you, it shows you, I guess, your resources. I suspect I could say it like that. For example, the memory usage, how much memory has been used, and it shows you the disk space usage, your monthly bandwidth, how much traffic has gone to your website monthly. Okay, so just give you a great grand total. All right, and also it shows you the maximum amount of traffic that this site will. The maximum amount of traffic that you can receive on your website or to your website on a monthly basis. It shows you also the number of email accounts that one may have. Here it shows you the total that you have. In this column over here, if it's 00, it means that it's unlimited. So I can have unlimited email accounts, unlimited subdomains. Okay, so you have a lot of stats. At least you have a lot of stats. Okay, so just go through that, and at least you understand what this area is. It even also show you your IP address. Now this is very important. Okay, for your domain. You may say, well, what is my IP address? Now you can come into your cPanel and find out what your IP address is. Okay, so let me go back to the top of the screen here, and let me talk about all of this gobbledygook that you see here. I know it looks very, very intimidating when you first take a look at this, but it really isn't. Okay, so here we go. The first area here are your preferences. They have a little video tutorial. There's no voice with the video. It's just a video, okay? But it does give you a little tutorial here. And as you can see, getting started, we got a getting started wizard, and this little guy will take you through and show you how to get started. I guess with the cPanel. You can even change the language of the cPanel. Let's say you want to, instead of looking at this in English, right? You can change the language here. Maybe, I don't know, let's say to Spanish or whatever it is, whatever language, right? So you just come in here, select the language, and click on change. And that will, in essence, change the language that's displayed here, okay, on your cPanel. Okay, I'm going to click here to return to home, to the home page. The next area is the mail area. Here you have several little modules, applications, if you will, or apps, okay, which are little programs that will enable you to do your mail. Okay, let's say you want to create a email account. What you would do, you would come in here and click on email accounts. I think I can just click on it so you'll see, and it's very easy to do. For example, you would come over here first, select the domain that you want the email account on, right? And then you would simply type in an email, ida@idamayboyd.com. Here's your password. Now, I highly recommend that you use the password generator, because this will create a very cryptic password. And then once you've done that, here is where you specify the amount of space on your server that this email account will take up. It defaults to 250 megabytes, but you can set it as unlimited space. And then you would click on Create Account. Okay, that's that far as creating an email account. I'm going to click on Home. Go back to the home page. Now, if you want to see the email messages, that come in, okay, to your email account, you would click on Web Mail. Okay, of course, I'm not going to go over all these guys because I don't have enough time on this video. All right, but my intent here is to give you a flavor as to what this cPanel is about and how to look at it, etc. Now, on this particular account, or the service that I have, they will provide you with autoresponders. Okay? So if you want to set up an autoresponder, you can do that here. So you would click on the autoresponder icon here, or the link here, and create an autoresponder. Okay? So you got all kind of programs here, modules dealing with email. Okay. Now, when you get time, you really should take time and go through each one of these modules or each one of these applications, right? And see exactly what you can do with it. The next area are the files. Now, here you can manage the files that you have on your server. You can even back up the files that you have on your server. We even have a backup wizard. It's like a little shortcut, setting up your backups and everything. But now we're going to take a look at the file manager. If you notice, I got a little pop-up, and here you're going to select the domain that you want to, look at the files on. Okay, I'm going to go with itemaboyd.com. I'm going to click on the Go button, and it's going to take me and allow me to look at all the files that I have on my server under itemaboyd. Okay. If you notice here, we have a public_HTML folder. This is really where most of your files are uploaded to. And matter of fact, when you do a search on a website or for a website, the first folder the browser is going to come to looking for the domain is public_HTML. Okay, so I'm just going to click on that. And I'm going to go down to itemaboyd. Okay, here's itemaboyd. Click on itemaboyd here. And here you can see all my little programs that I have on my server, right? Okay. Now, if I wanted to upload a file or folder from my C drive up to the server, I can simply select where I want to upload the file or the folder. Let's say itemaboyd. And then I'm going to click on the upload button. Of course, I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to give you a flavor. So if if you click on this guy, I'll click on it. Okay. Notice here it shows you the maximum size that can be uploaded. I got 9.53 gigabytes that can be uploaded to my server under itemaboyd. And here, if I was to click on Browse, it will take me to my C drive to locate the folder or the files that I want to upload. Okay? And that's really how that works. Let me get on back. Okay. I'm going to go back to my home page of the cPanel. Okay. The next area are logs. Now the logs will enable you to take a look at your traffic that may be coming to your website. There's only two that I use, is the Webalizer and also AW Stats. Let me just click on this. Uh, and here it lists all my little domains again. And then which domain am I interested in? Item A Boyd. So I'm going to click on it, on the little glass there. And here it shows you the traffic broken down by month. Okay, how much traffic is coming through your website. Okay, so these are the log type of reports that you can get. Okay, so I'm going back to my home panel. My home page of my panel. Let me get on back to the home. Okay, and here we have security. You can set up an IP address to be denied from accessing your website, your domain. You even have password protection directories. Okay. Now, see, some of these modules I haven't used. All right, but just to let you know what they are. Okay. So now domains here. Here we have an add-on domain application that actually, when you set up a new website and you go to your registry and you redirect your IP address to come to wherever it is that's going to host your account, even though you do that, you still have to come in here and set up an add-on domain for that website. Okay, so this is where you would come to do that. You can also create subdomains. Okay, just click on the button. No, I'm not going to do that, but just click on the button, and that'll take you off, and you'll be able to create a domain or a subdomain. If you want to redirect, I'm going to click on my redirect. It's very easy to redirect. For example, I'm using Item A Boyd again. Okay, when somebody goes to itemaboyd.com, they will be redirected to whatever domain I have specified over here. And then click on Add. That's how you do a redirect. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at, here's our databases here. You want to create a database on your server? You come in here and click on databases. Let's say you want to do an SQL database. This is where you would come, okay, to create that database. Alrighty, now we have software and services here. Here we have different little applications here that you can use to set up things. For example, Cfantastico Deluxe. Now this here application or module here will allow you to create all kind of things. Okay. Now I'm gonna actually, in my next video, I am going to show you how to set up a WordPress blog. Okay, so I'm going to come into Fantastico and all that and click on WordPress, and I'm going to walk you through this when I go to my next recording here, my next video. And as you can see, Fantastico has a lot of different things that you can create. If you want to set up a forum, I get the old term is discussion boards and all that. Okay, but if you wanted to set up a forum, you can come in here and click on PHPBB, and that will enable you to create a forum if you want your own little personal forum. Okay. Alrighty, so let me go back out of Fantastico and go back to the home page. Last but not least, we have the advanced applications here. Okay, now if you're familiar with networking tools and things of that nature, you will come in here. Let me see what kind of networking tools we have here. Okay, enter a domain to look up, and I'm not going to go into this. You know why? Because it's too much here. It's too much time. Let me just go back to the home page. Because if you are familiar with the networking tools and things like that, you would understand this stuff. Okay. If you want to set up a cron job, you can do that. Click on the button and you go and follow the procedures. If your website is made from front page, here you can come in here and click on front page extensions, and you can add on additional extensions. Okay, for front page. Just come in here. Let's say, well, my site is not in front page, but let's say it was item A void. I would come here and click on install the extensions. Okay. Alrighty, so that's about it far as the cPanel is concerned. Like I said, I hope that this has cleared up uh, a lot of things that you may have had in your mind when you first went to your cPanel. Okay, so as you can see, it's not as intimidating as you may think when you first look at it. Okay, so with that, I am going to say bye-bye for now, and I look forward in seeing you on my next video. And that will be WordPress, how to set up a basic WordPress blog. So with that, I'm going to say bye-bye for now.